once again.
I want to encourage you to stay on your path in your journey. What I mean by that is, you've heard me say before that we all have a purpose and we all have a dream and a desire within ourselves. Now, there's a specific direction that you need to embark on in this life, which entails you stop doing certain things or hanging out with certain people or saying and thinking certain things. Well, that path, that direction that'll lead you to that path is so essential in this personal growth process and in this life process. I want you to understand, most people start this process and start this journey on a path, and they have the right intentions and their heart's in the right place and their mind's in the right spot, but then life happens. And if that sounds a little similar to your situation, I want you to understand, I want to encourage you to not stop. Don't start and stop again. Don't keep starting and stopping and starting, going back and forth on this seesaw of uncertainty. What I want you to do is, from this day forward, is become certain with what you want to do for the rest of your life. What do you love to do? Steve Harvey said the way you find your purpose in this life is you ask yourself one question. And that question is, what is the best thing that you're doing with the least amount of effort? I'll say it one more time. What is the best thing that you're doing with the least amount of effort? And that's your purpose in life. I encourage you to find something that you love to do. Something is embedded deep inside of you that's burning desire to work on something or do something or create something. And I can't tell you what that is, and somebody else can't tell you what that is. Only you can figure it out for yourself. But it takes self-discipline to set things aside and to set time aside to find out what that truly is. I want you to understand, once you find where you're at, that's a goal presented in your life. And when you have a goal in your life, don't think of it as something minuscule. See, I truly believe that most people in this day, when they find something that they love to do, that when they start that stopping process over and over, that seesaw effect like we just discussed, the way that starts is, I truly believe people don't believe big enough, right? So many times in our lives growing up until this point, we've been told, be realistic. Whenever you set a goal, be realistic. Don't go for something extravagant. Settle for something minuscule and be complacent. I don't agree with that whatsoever. I think why people do that seesaw effect is because they don't dream big enough. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think they think big enough or dream big enough, right? When you have a small dream that you accomplish and achieve day in and day out, that's wonderful. But what I've seen tend to happen is that people get so fixated and infatuated with those little goals that they've accomplished, they feel good about themselves, and that's amazing. But then they stop that growth process. They get comfortable, they get complacent, and then they can create a new comfort zone for themselves instead of continually to progress and step out of that safety net into the wild wilderness and unknown territory. I want you to understand, to continue to follow your dreams, you need to dream big despite what anybody else says, despite what anybody else thinks, and despite what anybody else does to you. Regardless if it's family, friends, co-workers, anybody. All that needs to happen is you make a decision on what you want to do, and then make that decision to work and do those necessary steps that it takes to shoot you in that right direction and to stay on your path day in and day out. It doesn't matter whether it's holidays, rainy days, days that you don't feel like getting out of bed. Make that decision to always progress and be better day in and day out for your personal growth. Because when that starts to happen, that's when the beautiful things in life start to change. You see things start shifting your way. Then you see your mentality shift. And then you see people looking in the distance, looking at you and wanting to, what you've done for other people when you take all those necessary steps on which we just talked about. You effectively pave a path for other people to follow and to believe in themselves, to know and to think for themselves and think that they can accomplish and achieve anything. And then that's truly beautiful. I think that's beautiful. Find a goal. Whatever it is that you want to do for the rest of your life, I need you to take time and separate yourself and figure what that is and figure it out. And what most people don't do, and I'm going to tell you a little secret on how to manifest that and to truly believe yourself and believe that you can conquer your goal, is you take a pen and a piece of paper and you write your goal down. Steve Harvey did this, and I've done this pretty much every month that comes. I start a new goal list. But he said you start with 300 goals, and you continue and you just sit there. You don't get up until all 300 are accomplished, right? And see, what that does is it effectively lets you write down your biggest goals on the top of your mind. But once you get to 75, 80, 85, that's when you have to really start to think. That's when you have to think of the little things that you want to accomplish. And when you expand your mind and expand it, what that does is it lets you effectively and encourage you to implement those changes, to effectively take those necessary steps out of your comfort zone and acquire the little milestones that it takes to achieving your dream and achieving your desire. Write your goal down. When you figure it out, write it down and read it to yourself every single day. Because even if you don't believe it, even if it's so far-fetched, you know it can't happen. But I want you to understand, when the things start to manifest in your life and the people that you need to meet in your life come in your life, and the things happen in your life that need to happen, when it manifests is when you write it down. That's how it happens. And then you start to believe it. And when you believe it, that's when it comes true. Everybody's on a different path in life. Everybody's on a different journey. But everybody starts at the same spot. And that starting spot is when they make that decision to want better. Use this video as a as a starting spot so that you can choose what you want to be in this life and what you love to do in this life and make this life something that you love. I encourage you to do your best, always believe in yourself, always expect better for yourself, and never stop being happy. Always smile, and I hope you have a wonderful day. All right, I'll talk to you soon.